We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today, Jill and I are going to talk about the 3 types of land transactions that we do. This is something new that Jill and I just came up with in this current career path that we're instructing. And it seems to be getting a really, really good response. And I think you should consider doing 3 types also.
I was going to pause and talk about for a second. It's kind of funny. This sounds like, do you have IT issues too? Does your website go down at random times and you just need help and can't find a good person? Where you are not alone. We're meeting with an IT person today and we were just talking about, I'm like, I wonder if anybody else has these same issues we do. And the whole problem about IT is not IT. It's the contracts and the way people go about it, how much money everybody wants up front, and how the projects never seem to end.
It's just, thanks for just blowing this open, Jill.
I'm so sorry. I just thought that was interesting for people to hear and understand. Right before we turn the camera on
for this show, we were talking about what's going to happen today, and I have to meet with a new tech person who's extremely intelligent and a super good guy. But just that industry has gotten to a point where it's just no fun at all.
It's weird.
The contracts are real thick. Like contracts always get thicker, not thinner.
Yeah.
The amount, it costs $25,000 to do a website now, bare minimum. Used to cost like $700.
Yep.
So it's just all, and it's just all liquid pain.
Isn't it funny?
It's so painful to get a website done.
I remember years ago going to this company that was going to build this site, and they quoted $25,000 back then. And I about fell out of my chair. We obviously didn't do it, and we did it ourselves. Clearly, we did it ourselves back then. If you remember landacademy.org, that was us. So, hey, but we did it, and we got here, and now we're like, if it was only $25,000, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Not so much.
So it's more fun to do a podcast times 10 than it is to deal with any IT issues.
Very true. I'm glad we're here.
Before we get into it, thanks for letting us rant. Let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And don't forget to subscribe on the Land Academy YouTube channel and comment on the show as you like.
Lance wrote, how do you price mailers for land in really hot markets?
This is totally on topic for this, for what we're about to talk about today. You price them higher. We're going to talk about the 3 types of deals that Jill and I do. And it didn't come to me, these types of deals, in an organized way. We just sort of organically started doing different types of deals to respond to the market. And so, Lance, I'll answer your question here in a second. Today's topic, there's 3 types of land transactions that we currently do. This is why you're listening. For some reason, we started calling them buckets. Transaction number 1 is buy for X and sell it, double your money and sell it. This could be in the desert, desert squares. This is we'll call it a bread and butter type land transaction for us. The prices kept creeping up. So we would start, a typical deal for me before Jill and I joined forces was, buy for $1,500 to $2,000 and sell for $4 or $5 or $8 on the internet 5 times a day. And so since Jill got involved and we've made dramatic improvements since then systemically, it's more like buy for 30, sell for 60. And so that's a bucket 2, our type 2 type real estate deal. We just, we're doing a deal funding transaction now where it's buy for 39 and sell for 120. So that's what I would call a bucket 2, add a 0 kind of deal. And we just sort of fell into that. And then certainly bucket 3 is bigger. Bucket 3 can be, it's different for us. It's different for everybody. But what I want you to do with bucket 3 is push your limits. You should always be doing something new, trying a new place to send mail. For a lot of people, it's mobile homes. For us, it's special use property that we buy for a lot. And then we might do something to it. We might put a shed on it. We might minor split it in certain states where you can do that. There's all kinds of things, maybe add a well. So there's things that you can do that really dramatically enhance that bucket 3 type specialty use property, which, the numbers on that are staggering. Buy for 50, and when it's all done, sell for, you might have put $20,000 or $30,000 into it, maybe even 100, and then sell for 3 or 4 or 500,000. And Jill and I have many deals like that going on right now, which leads me to Lance's question. Because all those deals, those bucket 3 deals, are in hot markets. In my opinion, it's much, much harder to do a bucket 3 transaction that's in a mediocre, not as hot market. What's a hot market? Really, just cutting right down to it. A hot market is where the days on market are really low and where you have a sense of confidence, and your confidence is backed by actual transactions and how fast they're selling, how much they're selling for. There's properties that Jill and I have purchased, and we're doing stuff to them. It takes 6-8 months to do it, maybe more. And it's a good thing it took 6 to 8 months, because the price, has dramatically gone up. If we would have sold it 6 to 8 months ago, we would not be thinking about, we would not have thought about the
numbers we're going to get. Yeah.
The top line revenue. So I think it's always important, and I say this to myself as much as anybody else, to just keep pushing yourself to try new stuff.
That's the point I like to make here too. By the way, thank you for having me. It's nice.
I don't know. You know what? Sometimes it's Jill's show. Sometimes it's my show.
I just got to sit here going, do I stop him? Do I help him? No, let him run. He's doing great. You don't need me today. I'm just quietly over here sipping my coffee.
So seriously.
Nodding my head.
What do you think?
No, I totally agree with you. I like it. It's like you start off with one type. I look at it's going to naturally happen the longer you stay in this, I think, because that's how it went for us. You're going to start off with one type, and whatever it is, it's your comfort zone, and it's usually what you have in your checking account. Seriously, that's how a lot of people are. They're like, I don't want to use anybody else's money. I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to be embarrassed and, really screw anything up. I'm going to screw up my own money right now, figure a few things out. And I do like that. I want you to get some deals out of the way. As much as we talk about, going for it and adding a zero, you do need to get a couple transactions done all the way through, all by yourself, really to understand the whole process. That is the best before you start adding layers. So you start with the little things. Jump in anytime.
No, that's it. I mean, okay. Go ahead.
So you start with whatever you're comfortable with. Get 5-10 of those out of the way, and while you're doing it, your eyes are going to start opening up to like, what's possible here? Why am I buying for 1,000? That guy's buying for 10,000. He closed faster than I did because I'm following this all in the Land Academy community. So maybe I should be doing that. Yep. And here comes layer number 2 or type number 2, which is usually just adding numbers. That's how I see it. Going bigger, just what you're doing already, just looking around going, I'm not messing around with 5 acres anymore. I'm going for the 20s and the 40 acres because they're worth way more money. And I could just do the same amount of work, make 10 times as much money. So that's just going to happen. And then the third type is, like you said, you're going to find some niche out there. You're going to have a specialty, and it may not even be a property type. It may be transactions that nobody wants to do. Maybe there's some probate things. Maybe there's some tax situations. I don't know. You're going to stumble across something that's harder for people to undo, or they don't understand it, or they're just unwilling to do it. And you're going to go, and I will take all of those, everyone. And it's great because there's so many possibilities out there, in so many counties. I mean, you could be, oh my gosh, 3144. That's a lot of counties and parishes in this country. So you could be in one state undoing problems for probably your whole career and do very well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well said, Jill.
Thank you very much. If you need access to any sort of ownership or property details, including owner phone numbers and FEMA flood map overlays, please check out parcelfact.com or neighborscoop.com. Created by investors, that's us, for investors like you. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week. You can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the House Academy Show is called The Best Place to Buy Houses Right Now. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
I think everyone's going to want to hear that.
Yeah, buckets. I love buckets. Mm-hmm. You know, and I don't know why we haven't really been loud about it in the past, but we've been running the bucket concept for a while.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes we probably have 10 different buckets when you think about it, because there's not only just the property types that we do with land, but we do with deal funding. There's different buckets there, how the percentages are and what type of deals they are and how much work things need. And then, your buckets and my buckets.
Yeah, right.
There's things that you want to do and you're comfortable with, and there's things that I'm over here doing. We don't even really talk about it.
Right.
We're just kind of like know and trust the other person knows what they're doing. And by now, I think we got this. Thank you for tuning in. If you are a Land Academy member, make sure that you are joining us and connecting and talking with us on Discord. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.